I'm gonna do something I haven't done in a while. Put on pants. No, I'm kidding. You're not even tied up. If I look like I've been laying in bed all day, congratulations, you'd be correct. Alright, so basically, life's been kind of weird, man. Pride-a-thon ended, and I was like, what do I do? The answer to that is, as most answers are, reread Defy Me. I've been meaning to reread this because 1, I need to annotate it. 2, I need to reread it just so that I stop hating on it so much. And 3, I actually need to review this in some sort of video, you know? Reviews, that's what I'm here for. I was like, hey, I'll reread it and I'll take review notes and I'll also put in my annotations for it. So fun story, I have not taken a single review note and I'm on page 124. I feel like there's 2 hemispheres here. Like the first half and the second half are different experiences. The first half I like because I like Kenji's perspective. I like what we're learning, like with, is that a spoiler? Sucks. You know, all of like Nazira's revelations, like I think that's interesting, but also most of the first half of the book is flashbacks and it's literally like 130 pages into the book and we still haven't gotten more than a paragraph from Mora's perspective. So like, and then the last half just turns into literally different characters. Whoever Aaron and Ella are, let me know because I don't know them. So yeah, I'm enjoying the first half because it's like you learn stuff, the plot twist. I'm annotating with like 10 different colors and I have a color that's just for foreshadowing and literally everything she says I'm like, what does this mean? So that's where I'm at. I think I enjoy the first half more than the last half, so right now I'm feeling pretty positive about it, but I know as soon as we get to the last half I'm gonna be like, ooh, that shit hurt. So yeah, that's what I'm currently reading. But I also need to finish reading the book that I started for Pride-a-thon. Where'd it go? I got 48 pages into this book for Pride-a-thon. It's only like 150, so really I could finish this tonight if I had a brain cell. If I only had a brain cell. This is called Unicorn Tracks. It's by Julia Ember. It is a story that is in a fantasy world that's pulled from England and some part of Africa. It does not specify. But the main character of this book, Manemba, is a tour guide at like this wild animal reserve where there's like mystical creatures. She's used to a bunch of dumb white people doing dumb white people shit, being like, oh my god, it's a giraffe, click. But she's actually hosting like scientists, so they know what they're doing, and she ends up having to go on like these scientific escapades with this girl that comes and visits for research, and then they end up realizing something nefarious is going on with the unicorn population, so they're having to like protect them against poachers and like camp out, like solve this mystery almost of like why these poachers are going after unicorns. It's really interesting so far. It's a sapphic romance and I think that developing is very steamy. It's very nice. Yeah, I have no complaints about it. I just haven't finished it, which is like my life. Also this week I hear back to see if I got that job at American Airlines. By the time you're watching this, I'll probably already have gotten that call. Maybe not, which means I probably didn't get it. If they don't call me, they're gonna email me in 2 weeks, be like, you suck. Bye. Hello! If it looks like I haven't moved in 3 days, you're right. If you can hear the thunder in the background, I want you to know this is my dream life and I've never been better. But I've been making my way downtown, walking fast, reading Defy Me. I'm on page 224. I was just delivered this package. I got a package from Gallery Books, which I know is a romance imprint. I don't think I requested something, but who knows, maybe I did, so let's see. So if this is unsolicited, then we just know that I'm on their PR list, which is the best thing. Wait, Christina Lauren! This could be the new Christina Lauren book! Christina Lauren's publicist emailed me and asked if I want to be on their PR list, and I was like, is the sky blue? Is Ignite Me the best book in the Shatter Me series? Look at the spine! I'm yelling into the void. Delete my channel today because this is where I've peaked. Oh my god, I'm so happy right now. I didn't know they would send me finished copies of all their stuff. This doesn't even come out for like another month. And our power just went out. And we're back on. Ah! There could have been a good joke to go there, but I'm just so terrified of living that I couldn't think of anything. Why was I wearing headphones that entire time also? Anyway, let me pretend like the world's not ending so I can tell you about this book, because you need to hear about it. It's very good. Yeah, so this book doesn't come out till May 14th. This is their newest romance book. It's about this couple named Olive. It's about these two characters named Olive and Ethan, who are both siblings to these two people that are getting married. But when they're at this wedding, they end up being the only two people that don't eat the seafood buffet, and so they're the only two people that don't get violently ill. And the couple that was getting married has this like non-refundable honeymoon planned, and they're like, you just need to go and take this honeymoon so that we can get our money's worth for it. And so these two enemies, Olive and Ethan, go on that honeymoon together as like fake relationship people, and it's all about them being stuck in Hawaii together for a week, experiencing the Hawaii life and hating one another, and then shenanigans ensue. It's so good. I have a review I can link down below. I'm just so happy to have a finished copy. You gotta pre-order it. It's very worth the money. I think this is in my top 3 books Christina Lauren has published. So 2 clips in one day. Smash that subscribe button. I've been reading Defy Me a little more. I got to page 278, which is weird territory, but I'm almost done, I guess you could say. The problem I've encountered is I ran out of sticky tabs for a certain thing that I'm annotating, so I need to wait until they come in the mail on Thursday. So until then, I actually have been slacking. I'm doing a buddy read with Jamie from Leo Reads, and we're reading Circe together. Yes, this is an arc. No, I haven't read it. Yes, I've had it for a year. But we decided to read this together because she just read Madeline Miller's other book that I also really love, and we were like, hey, why read something alone when you can read it with a friend? So she, I think, is already like 50 pages into this, and I'm just now starting it. I don't think she knows that. I'm on a whopping page 3, which is the first page of chapter 1, but that's all. I just wanted to say I stopped reading Defy Me because I ran out of sticky tabs. I look like a milkmaid from 1493, and I'm starting a new book. Hi. I've had a rough week. I've been thinking about the footage of this vlog, and I was like, I don't even want to upload that. It's just me laying in bed looking crusty. Because here's the dealio. I interviewed for my dream job last Monday, which I talked about a little bit in my Prideathon vlogs. They said that they would call me this week. So I've literally been sleeping with my phone in my hand, diving to my computer every time I get an email notification. I've been anxious, I've been nervous and looking forward to it. And that's all a long story short to say that I have not been reading. I did finish Defy Me and I enjoyed it, but it didn't make it better. If anything, I think I'm gonna lower it a star just because revisiting it reminded me of truly how bad the bad scenes are. Something that I realized about this book is that I don't love the romance in it, which is the reason why I like the series. I preferred the action scenes, even though there's only like 3. I did annotate it, and there are like a stupid amount of sticky tabs in here. I use these sticky tabs that have 10 different colors. So I have a key for like the 10 different things I was annotating for. I'm not going to go into this because I don't care, and I'm going to get bored while editing it if I do. I think I'm going to give this a 3 stars because again, the scenes that are good are so good. There were no like romantic scenes that I liked. There's certainly bits of dialogue that I enjoy, but I just thought that this book turned into fan fiction. It was so corny in the end. It was like Lifetime Movie Network had provided her like just generic lines that Warnett says to each other, and I'm like,
I am confusion.
I love Emmeline. I love the new villain. Other than those parts, there's not much to redeem it. And because the book is so short, it like isn't really balanced between good and bad parts. I have a lot to say. I'm gonna have to figure through these to be able to do a full video review, but I'm still sitting at like a 3 stars for this. I think in my head I've been able to compartmentalize this new trilogy versus the original because this adds so much background information to what we're given in my favorite books, to the point where it made it uncomfortable, and it made it like what the intent of the trilogy is now different because of the things that we learned about. And I don't like that it's trying to change like the background story of everything. I'm like, no, leave it alone. The way it is, it was fine. So I'm just really having to separate these from the originals. And honestly, at this point, book 6 could do anything and I would be like, okay. So yeah, that's that. I had planned on doing a buddy read with Jamie from Leo Reads. We talked about this a couple weeks ago and decided we would buddy read at the end of April, and the book we wanted to buddy read was Circe by Madeline Miller. I got a whopping 4 pages in, and this is like day 3 of us reading it together, and I should be on page like 200. She's on page 155, and I told her I am going to power through this tonight and tomorrow because I'm feeling better, because it's the weekend. I know I'm not going to be looking forward to any calls, and just in general I've been in a state where like I haven't left the house, I haven't been putting on makeup, I haven't been on like a routine or like anything to do all day. So I've literally just been like on the internet watching YouTube videos, and I get into phases where I'll read a lot and then I'll just like sit around all day and do nothing. And I had one of those weeks where I just sat around and did nothing. So hopefully that's gonna like recalibrate me to want to start reading again. So yeah, Circe is gonna be what I put my mind toward over the next couple days, and I'm going to be like picking back up like aesthetic clips and like making sure I'm actually keeping up with y'all instead of just being like, hey, 4 days later. Hello from future Whitney, also known as Dumb Bitch, who forgot to give you a synopsis for Circe. Circe is about a woman named Circe. She's a well-known Greek goddess. Her whole deal is she did something to make the gods angry, so they banish her to this island, and she has to be in exile for forever. Girl, what is happening right here? Okay, just attack me, that's fine. It's not like I'm taking care of you after your surgery or anything. So she is basically stuck on this island for forever, and different people come to her asking for help. She is experiencing like a lot of emotional change because obviously it's like different than how she grew up. So, okay, alright, cool. Yep, she's helping. And the book just follows her progression of her life as a goddess and of all the different politics of being a girl. So yeah, long story short, it's like this immortal woman who's really fascinated with humans, wanting to like learn more about them, and so as she lives on this island and humans come to her for help, she's more able to like explore that. And then like she meets Odysseus, which is what she's famous for. She's in the Odyssey. Yeah. Also, every person that said this book has sex in it lied. It's all fade to black. Don't buy this book. Just kidding. I'll review it in a second. Okay, that's the synopsis. Last update that I have right now is I actually received a book in the mail today. My pal Sonia and I do a little bit of ARC trading, if you would call it that. Basically, sometimes I'll have like a book that she wants to read and I'll mail it her way because she's my friendo and I know we enjoy like the same sorts of books. So I'm just willing to do that for her. I met her at North Texas Teen Book Fest. She was fabulous. So recently I mailed her a couple of ARCs and she paid me the shipping for it, and I thought that was the end of it. But then today I got a package and she sent me a book as like a thank you for all the ARCs that I've been sending her way, which has been like 3. So really, I don't know what I did to deserve like this brand new hardcover, but I got Daisy Joan and the Six. I have a lot of people that I trust that say this book is really, really good, and I'm not gonna lie, when I got this in the mail, I started reading it because I was curious, and I'm on page 14. But if you're unaware, this book is sort of a historical fiction book all about this band Daisy Jones and the Six, and it talks about mainly the lead singer Daisy Jones, how the band came to be, her growing up, and how this band had this really big falling out, and I guess how the band disintegrated, and all the drama behind that. But kind of the twist of the story is this book is told entirely through like interviews. So it's basically written like a transcript of different people narrating what was happening to her. It has like Daisy's own interviews, and like to me it kind of reads like a documentary, almost like the script of a documentary, because it blends different people who are like biographers and then her friends and then her herself talking about her life. So far it's very interesting. I love Taylor Jenkins Reid's writing style. I've heard mixed reviews, but the people who are giving it good reviews are people that I trust. But I do really want to read this soon, even though I wasn't planning on it, but it just sounds so cool, and I might try and be like with the times and like read a new release, even though I think this came out a couple weeks ago already. But yeah, thank you, Sonia, for a book. Do I look like Hagrid or what? Oh my gosh. Speaking of Hagrid, I finished my Ravenclaw scarf. I am a Ravenclaw, so I could keep this, but I knitted this one to sell. So this is gonna be on my Depop. So I started to knit a Slytherin one. I'm not a Slytherin. I think I only know of 2 Slytherins in my life, unless y'all are hiding from me, because you know that I think you're shady. I don't know why I'm updating you on my knitting. What is this? WhittyNovels. Okay, Circe. Let's read Circe. I'm gonna get going. I have 150 pages to read. Hello! Hey, bit of an update. I have made it to page 38 of Circe, even though I've been reading for like an hour and a half. This book is just so dense. There's a lot of words on every page, and I feel like I have read like 30 different scenes, but there's only been 40 pages. That's all to say that it's very good. It's just slow going, so I feel like I've been reading for a while with not a lot to show to it, but still, so far I'm loving it. I have lots of sticky tabs already going because this writing is so beautiful. I really adore Circe as a main character already because she's very much someone who's a wallflower, underappreciated. She has this soft spot for mortals that gods typically don't have, and I'm like, I love you. So last night I did a bit of reading before bed, but I was cuddling so hard with the cats that I couldn't get any footage. I got to page 55 and I need to be at 155, so I'm going to read 100 more pages of this today and then I'll be caught up. It took me a couple hours to read that 50 pages, so this book is very slow going, but it's very good. The plot is there. I love Circe's personality. I love her character type, where she's just like this lonely person who just wants like companionship with anyone. And then the perspective of being a god looking down upon mortals, and like usually, you know, mortals are the ones that are interested, like, oh, what's a god like? But this is the opposite, that's like, what are mortals like since they deal with death and stuff? I think it's very wholesome that she's interested in mortals as opposed to all the other gods who are just like, oh well, who cares? So I'm just gonna have another reading date today because it's gonna be a relaxing day. No waiting for job calls. Let's go. We've had some developments. First of all, I'm vlogging because I did read and I do have an update, which is very different than how my life has been recently. So I spent a lot of the afternoon getting some of this done, so I'm currently on page 162. Love that for me right now. I'm reading up until chapter 15, which I think is page like 205. Yep. So I have like 60 more pages of this to read tonight, which is gonna be easy schmeezy. And then I watched 2 more episodes of Haunting of Hill House, 3 episodes of Haunting of Hill House, which is just the best show on television, even though it's on Netflix. Third of all, someone decided they wanted to be an early bloomer and go into heat. So she's been meowing her little heart out, and we are calling the vet first thing Monday morning to have her uterus extracted, or however they do that. I don't think they take out the whole uterus. We get it. I'm not letting you fuck your brother. I have not read much today, but I did make a salami and cheese bagel. And I showered, and little miss is still horny. Yep. So I have to be up at 7 to call the vet and ask like when's the soonest we can get in. So I know I should go to bed right now so that I can wake up at 7 a.m. and like have my life together. So I'm gonna try and shut down the technology for today. I never quite reached my page goal with Circe that I wanted to get to the other day, but it's really good. It's just very dense and slow to read. Good morning. Last night I ended up reading a bit and then went to bed without updating. So I got to page 222 of Circe. Little Miss is still doing her thing over here. I called her vet when they opened and they're like, we don't want to spay her till she's 6 months old. And I was like, cool, I'll just suffer. Today has gotten bad. Just as I turned the camera on, I realized it might be because I didn't have enough sleep, and I always get anxious when I don't get enough sleep. But I just feel terrible today. Like, I feel like I want to throw up out of anxiety. And I know it's because I'm waiting to hear back from this job to see if I have it or not. Which, like, if I do or if I don't, both of them are gonna be fine. It's gonna work out. But the not knowing is killing me, and I just keep waiting to get a call or email. So it's making me, like, nauseous and anxious. And I have a couple errands I need to run. So I'm like, why don't I just leave the house and try and distract myself? But I just realized, like, what if I just need to like take a nap? I might just do that. Circe update though while we're here. I got to page 252 and it's very good still. I just think it's funny that I know very little about Greek mythology, so everything that happens in this you probably could have already put it together if you read the Odyssey, but I don't remember anything. So I'm just out here like, huh, that was a plot twist. Huh, that was an interesting plot. So for the past, I don't know, 4 years that I've been living in this room, I've always had one shelf over here, one shelf over there, one shelf over there, and one shelf over there. This feeds into a conversation about like, you don't need to have huge bookshelves to be a real booktuber. But for a long time, I did have in my old setup in my room, 2 bookshelves together. So it was like this wall of books. It was really satisfying to film in front of. It was really satisfying to look at. And although I love my book collection, I think my shelves individually look great. I still feel like I want to have my bookshelves together so that it looks like one long bookshelf and not like individual bookshelves sprinkled around my room, which I know is stupid, but every time I sit down and film a video and I look like this where you can see other stuff around me, it's not that many books are in the background. I just want to have a wall of books, and I haven't really had the opportunity to do that, but I just had a thought. Why don't I just move my dresser onto this wall and move my bookshelves over here next to each other? I think I'm gonna try and do that. I'm gonna have to go ask. Can I move my dresser from that wall and put it next to my bed and then put 2 bookshelves by one another on that opposite wall?
Yeah.
But I'm gonna start removing books from my shelf and we'll begin there. Okay, so off camera I put my dresser on this wall and I moved this shelf next to this one. I'm assuming we can do another one right there, maybe a little tight. But instead of taking all the books off and putting them back on, I'm just gonna transfer all of these books to this shelf. I should have dusted my shelves. Okay, I've eaten dinner. I've gotten much redder in the face than I was 2 hours ago, and we are now done with the first shelf. think we're done. I still have all my Shatter Me stuff to put on top of the bookshelves, but lordy, look at them. Okay, not bad. I literally just took the shelves how they were and like duplicated them just so that I didn't have to spend like 5 hours reorganizing. So I kind of hate how this is right now. There's gaps in some places and it's scrunched tight in others, but here's where we are. Do you like them? Okay, so actually fun story. I had to go through my dresser to remove stuff so that I could move it across the room. And while going through my drawers, I realized I had stuff that I forgot I even had. Like, I have this shirt from 2013 about Augustus Waters. It's always been like a little too small. I think I've worn it like once. And then I found this Scythe t-shirt. The publisher sent me this when it first came out and it's a size medium, so I've never been able to wear it. I didn't realize I had those still, so like Depop question mark. And lastly, the reason why I'm filming this is I might want to do like a little DIY moment because I found these pants, which aren't they just so chic? We love that for me. These are the khakis that I used to wear to go work at PetSmart, and as we all know, I do not work there anymore. And I was like, oh, I'll just throw them away, but they actually fit quite nice around the waist and they're high-waisted. I just hate that they're like wide-legged, so I'm gonna make them into shorts. Also, yeah, there's pen stains right here. Love that. Just gonna start out right here. Should I vlog on the floor in front of my shelf for the first time? I'm gonna cry. It's like it's 2015 all over. I literally have not had a setup like this since 2015. I have my pen mark. I'm gonna go ham. She's a DIY goddess. Oh. Is this a look? Just like one pant leg? I literally don't care how this turns out. I'm just like, I want shorts. None of that was probably in frame, but shorts. Do they look even? Good enough. Do you like my shelves? Cool. Let's see how these turned out. Wait, oh my gosh. I was gonna throw these away and now I'm a safari mom. Wait, I just got a fanny pack. Where to go? All right, kids, get in the car. We're going to the zoo. Wait, I kind of really dig that. This is my 5th grade chaperone outfit. Good morning, my friends, from me and my gremlin. I'm loving this. I don't know about y'all. She looks pretty dope. I think I might rearrange just so that the shelves that you see while I'm sitting down are like aesthetic cute ones. But it was a lot of work to move them in the first place, so I might do that in the future. But Mama's got the package. I know one of my pre-orders shipped, so I have a pre-order coming. But this book feels like there's 2 books in here and one of them is a graphic novel, and I don't think I ordered a graphic novel. Yeah, there's a graphic novel. I love your reading vlogs so much, they make my week. I love you, from Talon. Thank you, Talon. Again, how are people just finding my wish list? Oh, okay, Talon sent me 2 books. Thank you so much, Talon. The first one is a graphic novel I've been dying to read. This is the sequel to the first volume of Snot Girl. This one's called California Screaming. I just recently bought the first one because I fell in love with the cover, and the art in these is so beautiful. Basically, this series is about this girl who is an LA fashion blogger and she gets accidentally caught up in this murder scandal. I just think it's fun because it's like this girl is supposed to be like aesthetic and cute, but she's hiding a bunch of really dark stuff, and so it's a lot of interesting things. And then Talon also got me a book that I've been really highly anticipating, which is Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine by Gail Honeyman. I've been wanting this for months. It means so much that you wanted to gift this to me. Like, what the hell? This book is reminiscent of the types of books that I like because it's this really soft, shy, wallflower main character. She's just weird and she sticks to her routine and she's very used to that. One day she meets a guy from her office who is like the opposite and she starts to open up to him, and that sounds very like normal and boring, but I've just heard so— what is this? Do I have a string in my hair? Wow, if that annoyed you for this entire clip, like, comment, subscribe. I'm so excited to read this. It just sounds so cute and meaningful. I know, are you excited? Yeah! So I still have a pre-order coming in today, I think. So this is more books than I bargained for, but Talon, I appreciate you. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for watching. Because all of these are so unsolicited, I'm gonna pretend that they're just early birthday presents because my birthday's in June. Otherwise, like, I don't know why everyone is suddenly sending so many free books. I just, like, obviously I appreciate them, but you really don't have to. I just want everyone to know you really don't have to. Okay, I'm getting a call that I think is a telemarketer, but it could be American Airlines, so we're gonna find out. Hello? Hello?
He hung up on her.
I knew it wasn't gonna be them, but my heart is pounding. That was a really good timing, emails. Is it from American Airlines? No, okay. It just started raining, so I think I'm gonna go out on the porch and read in a little bit because that's my aesthetic. But we've been graced by another Amazon package, which I was anticipating. I know for a fact this one's a pre-order. And this book is called Hot Dog Girl by Jennifer Dugan. So this is the author's debut novel. The main character's name is Lou, and she works at this carnival over the summer, literally as the hot dog girl, dressed up in this outfit. Her crush works there, her best friend works there. It's like her whole friend group all works together, which if you've ever worked with your best friends, it's like the best situation. This is gonna be so much fun. So basically the plot of this book is that the main character has a crush on the guy that already has a girlfriend, and so she's scheming to get closer to him. And also I feel like there's sapphic representation. I'm not sure if someone in this book is bisexual or like if she ends up with a girl, but it says there's queer representation. So I think it's about just pursuing relationships with people who also work at this theme park. This is such a half-assed synopsis because I'm not entirely sure if any of that's right, but I just was sold on this cover art and the fact that the main character is just awkward and works literally as a hot dog girl. I don't know, I'm just really thrilled to give it a try, and after reading the synopsis I was like, yes, I'll pre-order it. Let's go out on the porch and read now. I'm just trying to read during the storm. I don't want to get swept up by a tornado. Where's the tornado? Are you a tornado? What's happening? Hello? Hi gals. I know this vlog is just a compilation of me reading 10 pages then being like, book haul, but book haul. This is to my P.O. box, and I don't know why I would have sent a book to my P.O. box. Okay, so this is from Kristen. She says, Whitney, I'm a new subscriber. Love your content. Thank you, Kristen. He does not love the content. I was trash for this book in high school. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Okay, so no wonder that came to my P.O. box. She actually just sent me a book that I've never heard of before. This is called A Knight in Shining Armor by Jude Devereaux. Okay, so this is Jude Devereaux's like biggest one-hit wonder book. It's about this woman who's crying on a tombstone. Her heartfelt desire becomes real before her, and then a tall, broad-shouldered, shiny knight in armor shows up for the damsel in distress. This does sound like it's gonna be like, I think the word you used was trash, but like fun trash, you know? Thank you, Kristen, for putting a new book on my radar. I'm always down for a good romance, you know that. Maybe you don't if you're new, but I do love a good romance. I'm kind of intrigued. I want to read this. I'm into this. Thank you, Kristen, for thinking of me, and I really hope that I can get to this soon and give you that review that you want. I'm headed to the library. I have 2 holds to pick up. One of them's a graphic novel. I'm gonna go look and see if there's any other graphic novels because I'm not about to get non-graphic novels from the library and disrupt my already hectic TBR. That's my plan. I'm leaving my house, which I have to document because I feel like these vlogs get repetitive if it's just me laying in bed. So here I am in my car.
Hey guys, I just realized that I'm a dumb bitch and I forgot to tell you what I got from the library. So the book that I had on hold is a graphic novel called On a Sunbeam by Tilly Walden. It's set in space. I hope it's sapphic romance, but otherwise I have no idea what it's about. And honestly, I read page 1 and the text is super tiny and I kind of don't want to read it anymore because I didn't like it that much. But I'll stick with it. We'll see if it gets better.
Hi everyone. Little Love got spayed today. She's not feeling good. And she's not supposed to be jumping all over, so I'm sitting on the floor with her trying to get her to come lay down. But I'm just keeping an eye on her today. I'm gonna continue reading Circe. I think Jamie finished a couple days ago. What are we doing? I just finished Circe. So I powered through like the last however many pages of this. Yeah, I love the way it ended. I think that that wrapped it up so meaningfully. But as I was writing my Goodreads review for this book, as I always do right after I finish all my books, I had a rough time figuring out what to say about it. Because on one hand, I really enjoyed the writing style of it and I liked Circe. You know, I liked all the interactions she had with all the different people and like all the scenarios that she had to overcome. I wouldn't call this book boring. It just is so slow, which I think is good because it really represents like she's immortal. She's been here for thousands of years. Time moves really slow. So I think that that actually paralleled her experiences really well. So I don't think it's that that's making me not give it a 5 stars. I'm giving it 4 stars. And I'm trying to reason like why is that? I think part of it is also because Circe is such a stoic character and she doesn't really show her cards that often that it feels like we were left hanging a couple of times with like her explanations of things and her reactions to things. On one hand, I feel like she was a pretty relatable character because she was so compassionate toward humans and so curious about them that it made her like more accessible to readers who like can't relate to being immortal. She still was a goddess, so she had this like almost like this emotionless to her and like this unbotheredness about things because she didn't have to worry about like the trivial things that humans do. And I think that side of her just made her a little more awkward to read about. That might not even be what I'm trying to say, but I cannot figure out what about this book dragged it down for me. But there was just something where even though it was beautifully written, you saw how many tabs I had in that book. There were so many quotes that I marked that I loved, but yet something about it just felt like I was never in love with Circe and like attached to her as a character. But yeah, I'm glad I finished it even though Jamie finished it a couple days ago and I'm very behind. I don't know how the reading's gonna go for the next couple days because this little bean is recovering. My next thing on the agenda is to finish one I've already started. But yeah, to refresh your memory, I'm on page 48 of this book about girls protecting unicorns. It's quite good. I read all those pages in one sitting. I just put it down and then the readathon ended and I never picked it back up. I'm gonna try and get a little bit into it before I sleep. But yeah, I need to sleep. I didn't order this. And whoever did is about to get all my smooches. Like I said, I just keep doing reading vlog clips interspersed with getting things in the mail. And I was gonna start just like collecting these and doing one unboxing every week, but I'm impatient. This is from Amazon. I know I didn't order this. Oh my god, there's 2 books in here. Hi Whitney, I just finished the college year and wanted to send you a gift as thanks. I really struggled with my mental health these last 2. I don't want to read your impersonal info. Oh, I hope you enjoy these books as much as I love your videos. Love and thanks, Megan. Thank you, Megan. Congratulations on graduating. I feel you on the whole mental health thing, but you did it, girl, and that's, you should be really proud. I should be the one sending you books. But Megan sent me. I'm so excited. I'm gonna scream. This is The Edge of the Abyss by Emily Skrutsky, which is the second book to The Abyss Surrounds Us, which I just read for Prideathon last week and loved so much. Now I have the sequel. Oh my god, I could sit down and read this right now. I'm so excited. Thank you, Megan. If you didn't know, this book is a sci-fi dystopian book about this girl who trains sea monsters to protect ships on the ocean. So she's on her first solo mission with the sea dragon thing that she trained, and then the ship gets hijacked and she has to be put under 24-hour surveillance by pirates that kidnap her, and so she is under the wing of this pirate gal named Swift, It's an enemies to lovers, pirates, sci-fi, dystopian. I gave this book like 4.5 stars. It was almost perfect, and I cannot wait to dive into the sequel. I think this is just a duology, so we'll see. I'm really excited to read this one. So thank you, Megan. Megan also sent me a really exciting sequel to a book that I loved, Fence. I also have volume 1 right here. So here's volume 1. Here's the volume 2 I just received. Fence is a graphic novel series by one of my favorite authors, C.S. Picot, and also Joanna the Mad and Joanna Lafuente. So these are a graphic novel series about this main character, what's his name? Nicholas. This is not Nicholas. This is Nicholas. He goes to a fencing school and becomes roommates.
Oh my god, they were roommates.
With like the national champion. They hate each other. It's enemies to lovers, even though they're not together yet, so I don't know, maybe not. I usually don't enjoy books about sports, but these are so addicting. The characters are so complex. The angst is great. The art is really easy to understand, and I know I can fly through this one in like an hour. So Megan, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for the books. I feel like I need to send you some in return because congratulations on finishing up your semester, but I really appreciate this gesture and I will definitely cherish these books. So you rock. Now I have an actual reading update. Today I had a little bit of spare time. I mean, the entire day is spare time, but today I really put my mind toward getting a little bit further in unicorn tracks, so I'm now on page 80. I was on page like 50, so 30 pages. That's not bad. I'm kind of want to DNF this book.
Do it!
Because I know it's gonna be like a 3 or 2 star book. Like there's nothing wrong with it. It's just not great. Should I DNF this?
Yes.
I don't know. I think I'll continue it. It's not hard to read. It's just my motivation to read it. It doesn't really exist. I think I'm gonna finish this book and then end off this vlog. So that will be my motivation to complete it.
12 seconds later.
Fun story. I decided to DNF Unicorn Tracks. I just don't care what happens to these characters. So I'm not saying I'm DNFing it because it's horrible. I just really could care less about what happens. I liked the world at first. I liked that there were unicorns, but it just isn't gripping me and I don't know why. I think it's because the relationship happened so fast that now there's no more angst between the two girls and they're having to solve something right now that I just don't think is that interesting, and I'm just like, why are we taking time out to do this? And it's kind of repetitive where the girls are like, oh my god, we have to ride across the savannah and go solve this thing, and so there's like 20-page sections of them just like riding through the landscape, and the book's only 150 pages long, so it's already pretty rushed, and I feel like I just wasn't ever excited reading it. So yeah, the first 50 pages was great, but then after that I just lost my steam and now I don't really care. Also, this book is set in Africa. It has an African main character and it's trying to emulate like white colonialism, and the author's white, and I think I'd rather reserve my time reading an African inspired fantasy by an author who's actually African. So I'm gonna put this one on hold, meaning I'm not gonna ever pick it back up again. Yeah, I'm just not feeling it. I'm not gonna sit here for 2 hours and finish it because why? So with that being said, that's the end of this vlog. I'm at that great gold stage of nothing being marked as currently reading on Goodreads, so I'm gonna have a little relax. Until my next video, let me know what you're reading. Let me know if you've read anything that I talked about. Let me know how you're enjoying the vlogs, and I will see you with my next one. Bye!